So we understand that the brain is a storage unit that transmits information in and out. So now the key is how fast can the human brain transmit information? How fast can the human brain receive and register information and understand information and relay it back to an outside subject? So this is what determines what is considered a computer or versus a supercomputer. And the only difference is that when we go back in the day when the internet first came out, still symbolic of the same reference. We had AOL. Everybody had that little yellow ass man with that nigga was slow as hell. Nigga, you be waiting for Yahoo to pop on for 30 minutes and shit. But that's where we were at the time. So now we had to learn, okay, we got everything online now. Now, how the fuck do we speed this shit up? How do we become faster, smarter? How can we hold more storage? So now the human self automatically assumes certain things. The human self automatically assumes like, okay, big storage means that we're subject to a unit that is large in size, right? That was the first thought. That's why we had these dumb big ass hard drives at first. Until they figured out that doesn't matter. Now you can get a little bitty ass thumb drive that holds 250 gigs in your pocket on your keychain. But at the same, that is symbolic and the same as how we operate. As we can see, the generations are getting more advanced. Why? Because the world around it and the technology is moving faster. Babies are born to iPhones and tablets. We didn't have that. We had to grow into that, right? Now the beauty about being on the edge of being a millennial and not, you kind of got the best of both worlds, to be honest. I enjoy being right there in the middle because you able to see shit that somebody that's just a millennial wouldn't even understand, and vice versa, because of the lapse in time. Because you're able to go back in time and relate based on a circumstance and experience. So when you go back to a time, when you go back and pull information from your experience, you're going back into your internal storage and your internal hard drive. So the name of the game has always been to manipulate and mismanage the, can you guys hear me? To mismanage and redirect and entertain the brain. Because they can't allow for us to have too much time on our hands, because we're fucking around and become creators again. And producers as opposed to consumers. See, the consumer world and mind frame doesn't know what to do. It's handicapped. You know, it's waiting for the solution. But the producer and creator mind frame is trying to figure out the solution. It's trying to design the solution. Oh my God, they're shutting down the stores. How we gonna eat? Because we forgot. A lot of us don't have inside of our eternal storage of experience to go back, to reach back for information that's translated into education on how to feed yourself outside of the food chain. It's called fucking gardening. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. We fell victim for the chain. You know, the food chain, every chain that they have is all related. It's all related. And we think about The best thing you can do is become independent. And true independence is mentally, physically, and spiritually. All aspects. Not being afraid, understanding where true knowledge comes from. There's people out here that still think that, y'all ever met one of them people that, especially no offense, psychology majors, I don't know. Not all of them, but some of them, I don't know what the fuck to say. It's like certain people shouldn't go in fields until they figure themselves out first. It's a real conflict of interest. For those individuals that don't figure themselves out before they go into a field like psychology, they tend to produce the mirror effect. It's the mirror effect. When you talk to them, they always reflecting some shit about you. It's like, how come we just can't have a regular conversation? You know what I'm saying? And they always gotta announce, I'm a psychology major. Like, okay, nice to, you know what I'm saying? We get it. So because that's because most individuals don't understand fucking psychology in general. So it's the same person that don't have a true understanding of psychology, because you can't have a true understanding of psychology if you don't have a true understanding of self. It's impossible. So you think you're gonna skip self, you're gonna go to school and learn about other people. Get your ass out of here. The psychology of self is, you understand the psychology of self. Ain't no skipping that. But besides that, the other majority truly think that, and I'm not to say don't praise yourself for accomplishments, but that's what it is. It's another accomplishment. But don't think that is your institution is a source of true knowledge. A college institution is not a source of true knowledge. How? How can anything that has a regulated structure, and okay, it's good for organizing information, but the thing is, there's actually a limitation within the syllabus of the school system to begin with, because it teaches you in a way that doesn't allow you to go out of bounds with information. I say, okay, perfect example. Everybody on this channel can relate to this. Isn't it crazy that most lawyers, if you talk to somebody that's supposed to be in law school, a lawyer, and we talk about some of the shit that we talk about contracts and secure party, they don't know what the fuck you talking about? How? You're a lawyer. This is basic contract law. Perfect example. They weren't taught to truly understand law. They were trained to entertain individuals in the courtroom in relation to codes and policies. It's not a law involved in that shit. That's why they don't know it when you tell them. They have like no clue. My thing is this. And I've been out to dinner with lawyers that's supposed to be like the shit, and like I just completely like shitted on them. I just had to stop talking because I'm like, I didn't think it was gonna go this way. I thought I was gonna have like a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and just so y'all know, I've had my experience in law school. I have certifications from Harvard University, Yale University for contract law, American law. Because I want to know what I want to see how I want to understand their perspective on the other side, on the public side as well. That's how we create a medium to be able to determine what's what and what's not. But you would think that if you mention certain things to these type of people, they'll be able to regardless if they heard it or not, something should click. Like damn, oh yeah, that do make sense. Let me go back home. Let me go back home and look into that shit. You know what I'm saying? But they don't. There's no dots that they can. They look at you like they don't know what the fuck you talking about or how to relate it to anything they understand. I'm talking about people that's been in school for 20 years, been practicing law for 20 years. So long story short, the educational system is full of shit. They part of the bullshit too. It wasn't meant to actually educate you. You just meant to just understand just enough to play a position and role inside of the General Assembly line. The true knowledge, it always comes on the outside. All right, go over my notes again. Okay, so look, another thing that we're experiencing right now, I personally call the art of fear. So the art of fear, but it's in relation to three different components. It's money, fear, and religion. This coronavirus is affecting us financially. It's affecting the money all the way around the board. The second thing is we all getting scared. Fear. You know what I'm saying? The next thing, so what happens typically when a person starts to have a certain type of fear? Motherfuckers start calling Jesus. So, you know what I'm saying? It goes hand in hand. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. So all this shit intertwines together. And then when you go back into that religious matrix, man, I ain't gonna get too deep in that. All right, so next. Central basics. Let me see. Oh, okay. So check it out. All right, another perspective in relation to the coronavirus. All right. I'm gonna look this one up real quick. So let's go China. China's I want to say not forced, but I'm gonna use mandatory. Nah, I'm gonna use forced vaccination. Okay, so look, at December 1st, 2019, okay, now I'm freestyling this shit, right? So I'm looking this shit up as I'm talking to y'all. So let's go back to vaccinations. So right before the big outbreak, in China, remember the facts that we pulled up in the patent, and inside that the document from Pirbright Institute. Remember the coronavirus was actually a vaccine. So if we go back a little bit, we see that China passed a China vaccine law that made it mandatory vaccinations for the Chinese people. Let's dig deep into it. Damn, they said the same day that the vaccine came into came into was the same day that they revised the administrative vaccination law is the same day that they started vaccinating motherfuckers. Let me find what I'm looking for. I'm finna scan real quick. Vaccine development, registration, production, circulation, monitoring, handling of person, event, vaccination, safeguard, medical supervision, special These are interesting right here. These general provisions. So these are like the general purposes of the vaccination. So for vaccine development and registration, for vaccine production and lot release, for vaccine circulation, vaccination in general, monitoring and handling of adverse event to vaccination. So monitoring and handling of adverse event to vaccination. Translation, that means that, okay, we're gonna inject you motherfuckers. Part of the program is for us to monitor what happens next after we put this shit in your ass. This is a test, this is a science experiment. Look, post-market management safeguard measures, supervised administrative legal abilities, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go down. These vaccinations refer to preventive biological products for human vaccination, so as to prevent and control whatever. I'm just, they always say that. Okay, fuck it. Let's entertain that statement. Let's play devil's advocate. Let's say that the intent was of this vaccination was to prevent some other sort of bad virus or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. You know, so they use this to see if it will work or some shit. You know, but things went out of control and bad. So they started blaming the Chinese motherfuckers. Like, look at them, they sneezing all on the goddamn buttons in the elevator. They ain't washing their hands. They look at them, they eat bats and shit. They try to, now they playing the blame game. Cause shit went, now it's possible that, cause remember, America always does their tests on the outskirts. Just like most of us don't know yet that we got a whole fleet of AI robots in Saudi Arabia and other countries. And one of them is a fucking citizen, fucking working and paying taxes, named Sophia. And she got a brother. And she want to go to school next and maybe have children. The outside has always been the test market. By the time we hear about some shit, that shit already been tested. Then it's not only been tested, it's been perfected. It's been tested to perfection. By the time we introduce, and this shit could have been years of testing on everything they do. You know? So, immunization programs. Look, they say, and this was for vaccinations that's not covered by immunization programs. So they call this the Vaccines Beyond program. The Vaccines Beyond. I bet it is, motherfucker. Because it went beyond y'all fucking control. God damn it. Shit. All right. And okay, purchase of vaccines, centralized bidding or unified negotiation. What? Are y'all putting bids on the vaccine? What y'all betting on? Organized by the competent health department in conjunction with the public finance department of state council. See, look. They just told on themselves without saying it. Like, we understand contract law. What other country uses the word state? Somebody tell me what other country uses state? That tells us right there that the United States are involved in that shit, in the bidding of this shit. These slick ass motherfuckers. Boy, the rabbit hole get deep as shit. I swear to God. They classify that as a ministry too. They call it a ministry of finance. Ministries, huh? Hold on, let me go back. All right, all I'm looking for now is the vaccination. I just want them to see it. I just want to see it. I just want them to say the word. I want them to use any variation, anything related to the corona. I just want to see it in this article. Hold on. I tried to skim through it. I couldn't see it, so maybe one of y'all can go back. I'm leaving these reference links in the Western when I drop this shit. I want to know. I want to see them say the words out their mouth. I want them to say the word corona, or I want to see the other variation, the other word they use to classify the coronavirus inside of this December 1st, 2019 vaccination judgment. Because word on the street is that the mandatory vaccination was the actual cause of the fucking spread of the fucking coronavirus, because they got injected with the shit and the motherfuckers probably had a badass response. Or it's one or two things. They could have honestly been testing some shit for a good cause to prevent something, because it is somewhat of a fact that the so-called reason for vaccinations in general is to actually inject you with the goddamn disease to get the body accustomed to the shit, right? So now if they're doing testing procedures in China and forcing these poor people to be subjected to that shit, and because of their DNA or whatever, fucking reject that shit and start spreading and went crazy. So that could be basically it could be an accident, or that shit could have been done on purpose to cause a international and nationwide fucking scare. So we can be distracted while they reset the fucking financial markets, or while they cripple the financial system, or look, like I said earlier, we are living the new history right now. Honestly, do not be fucking surprised if you wake up one day and they announce that the United States has once again declared bankruptcy. Do not fucking be surprised. And guess what? Now we can stop saying 1933. We can start using 2020 in our paperwork now. God damn it. And notice, because they're showing small symptoms. They're showing this is beyond a recession. This is some global reset. This is global crippling and reset tactics. This is a reason. This is the perfect excuse to do it. Why everything, they're like, shit, we broke. Remember, the United States was already broke. They can't afford to be broker, so they say. But how you broke and you print money? I don't get it. But whatever. So this will be the fun. I'm just saying, if I was them, and if that was my intention, this would be the perfect time. Oh shit. Because they don't gotta explain why, because you're experiencing why. You're experiencing why. So in order to save the people and save the markets for the better of everybody, we gotta file bankruptcy again, y'all. And with that, it's a new currency. Because word on the street again. Word on the street again. Even though I've seen this coming ever since December, I think 2018, when Bitcoin introduced Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures is when the financial institutions came a part of the side bids of the Bitcoin platform. So just like everybody can generally trade, individuals, you had financial institutions that had side bid contract. Like if y'all want to look that up, it's called futures, Bitcoin futures contracts. Look that shit up. You're gonna see fucking JP Morgan, Chase, all these motherfuckers. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrency supposed to be decentralized, owned by the people, controlled by the people. You know what I'm saying? All that shit actually contradicted that. And the only platform that was really still trying to stand against that shit was BitConnect, which received the cease and desist from all fucking 50 states. BitConnect was the only one that was standing their ground of the whole purpose of that. And they also stated during that announcement, and they had asked Trump ass too before that shit, before Bitcoin spiked to 10,000, when it was still around $1,000 and shit. Right before that winter time, they was like, President Trump, please look all this shit up too. Like, President Trump, what do you think about Bitcoin? He nonchalantly said, oh, we're looking into it. We're looking into it. That means that he's on that shit. When he say he's looking into it, he's on, you know what I'm saying? They were just waiting to make the announcement. So when that happens, we got to understand what's going on. That means that it's not a fair game no more. That means that the trading is different. That means that any given time, it could very well be going up and down naturally based on the individual stock exchange and buying and selling, or you can have a big shark. Remember, we're fish. We're fish in the crypto market. When you talk about financial sharks like JP Morgan Chase, and Bank of America, that means at any given time, a shark can jump in your waters and take off a big chunk of that shit to make the market fluctuate north, south, east, west, whatever direction that the shark jumps in. Whatever water the shark jump in, that can switch the market right over there. So that's how they control the market. Even though the financial institutions can be playing a game with each other, like placing bets and shit, they still, even though it still might be a win or lose game, individually between them, it still is a lose-lose game long term, at least for the small fish in the game, which the men and the women out here. So, but they ain't talking too much about that shit though. They made the announcement, didn't say shit else about it, and I don't hear nobody talking about that shit because nobody know what the fuck it meant when they said that shit. I knew immediately what happened. I'm saying, I'm fucking screwed. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I immediately took my money out. It ain't never been the same since. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I've been a little thirsty at the Bitcoin ATM. That when I seen that shit drop to 3,500 or some shit a few days ago, I'm like, shit, I might drop a couple stacks or something now because I'm like, only because I feel like Bitcoin is, if anything else, I don't know about the other coins, Bitcoin is one of them things that is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that is gonna be the actual solution from the after effect. This is gonna be the new things that we become accustomed to using on our day-to-day transactions. This has been the technology of the blockchain and the currencies related have all the 10 years that it's been out. It's been a 10-year testing period for us to get accustomed. Just like, put it like this, everything goes through the same cycle of testing. First, we had the dollar bill because most of us don't have the experience in our mental database to remember the transaction of gold and silver for goods and shit like that. So we can't relate to that shit. But we do know the exchange of dollar bills. Now, the only thing that changed from the dollar bills is the fucking face. Blue faces, no blue faces. You know what I'm saying? Security lines, no security lines. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do you know how, look, man, it's all about control. It's all about how you think about things. That's why we have to control our perception. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because honestly speaking, if a few of us, what happened to, let's say about 50 years ago, just 50 years ago, fuck it, don't go 50 years, because I ain't 50. Let's go back, take me back to when I was 21. If I was in the mind frame I'm in now, man, I would have took $1,000 bills. Remember the first dollars, right? I'm talking about how sophisticated it wasn't. Take the first dollar bills, right? You mean 1,000 at a time, 1,000 of them. Remember, at 21, I'm in the mind frame. I wasn't, but I'm saying if I'm in a mind frame of seeing, I'm seeing through my third eye. I know that this is nothing but a piece of paper. I know it only has the value that I perceive it has. You know what I'm saying? If I probably wouldn't even be here, right? I'd probably be on the jet somewhere already. I would have took $1,000. I'm saying this to say that I'm not saying do this, but I'm saying this to say that when they introduce us to something in the beginning, we have to try to really decode what it is and what it's not. Because usually what it is not what they're portraying it to be. For instance, the dollar bill, like I say, now we know it has no value outside of our own full faith and credit. You know what I'm saying? But they had us so fucked up, they could put the shit on the dollar bill. You know what I'm saying? But I would take $1,000 bills and soak that shit in a beautiful bath of bleach. And remove all the ink, because all it is ink on paper. And I'll go to my handy dandy Canon printer and print some new faces on that motherfucker. Oh, it's $1 bill? Now it's gonna be some 50s and 20s in this motherfucker. And I'm gonna reprint. It's real money. It's real money. Oh, what they gonna do? They gonna put the marker on it. It's gonna win the marker test because it's real money. The marker just tests the paper. It's money. Let me tell y'all a secret. The only thing that you cannot alter on the $1 bill, and I haven't had the experience enough to know how, probably back when it first came out, they probably didn't even have the fucking technology to put fucking watermarks and shit in that shit. But back when I could remember, the only thing that you couldn't change on there was the watermark. Like, I want y'all to really think about that. Like, think about all the time, all the blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, working a 9 to 5, reporting for duty for those pieces of paper. Because somebody thought they was smart and decided to take the real shit away from you in 1933, confiscate your gold and silver, and give you some paper and make you believe that it has value. Now, that probably only worked on us is that good because unfortunately for us, we skipped that part of history. We didn't go through that. Maybe if we went through that, we would have been like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have known because we would have experienced that transition. And back then, it was by force. They confiscated the gold and silver. Let's go to the redemption movement. Oh, no, not the Shawshank. Okay. Redemption movement is a debt-resistant movement, and frauds disregard all that shit. That's scary. They trying to say, oh, it's a fraud scheme. They talking about all secure party creditors right there. They say the participants allege that a secret fund is created for everyone at birth and that a procedure exists to redeem or to reclaim funds to pay bills. Common redemption schemes include acceptance for value, Treasury Direct, TDA, secure party creditor kits. Oh, they updated this motherfucker. They ain't never said that one. They said secure party creditor kits. They say, although the movement has been maintained by small followers since 1990s, its theories are false. I like, oh, really? They're false, huh? Okay. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back. That by. No. Explain. Tell us what the redemption movement is. See, it's shit like this why we gotta always switch our game up. Because they got us out here looking real bad, B. They found the UCC finances stable. All right, so fuck all that. Let's read. The common explanation claims that the United States went back. First of all, it's not a claim. Y'all been bankrupt. Y'all are in bankruptcy. Stop playing. So they say when it abandoned the gold standard, yes, you did. And started using its citizens as collateral. Yes, you did, motherfuckers. Let's go to the gold standard now. valuable metal. Okay, I fuck that. We don't keep it right here. So they talk about claimed. Okay, let's say that was just an accusation, right? The fact of it, the fact is, right now, I don't know nobody using gold and silver anymore to go to Walgreens and Walmart to make transactions. Using dollar bills. Stop it. So when and why did this happen? Trying to feed us bullshit. See, this is the problem with history, because it's fucking his story. That's his story, and he's a fucking liar, or leaving out information. No, the United States went bankrupt, and they forced the so-called citizens at the time to turn in their gold and silver in exchange for this new currency. Now back to what I was saying before. When they knew they fucked up, and they trying to use not only take the gold and silver, but they gonna try to monetize the fucking birth bonds and shit like that they give us at birth. It's like greedy motherfuckers, man. So somebody was smart and say, you know what? I got a better idea. Let's eliminate money altogether. Like, we don't even need it. Like really, John? What do you mean? Like, we don't need it. Remember, we have the greatest power. What is that? The belief of the people. What do you mean? So, but how are we gonna get this in circulation? We're just gonna buy these big ass printers, man. I know where to get them from in fucking India. You know, they bought these big ass printers, start printing this shit night and day, printing that shit, getting that shit out. And we started using the shit. We were subject to the shits, and then slowly but surely we started to forget what happened, and we started to really believe it's money. You know what I'm saying? So what if one of us was smart during that time? So that was during the first change, the last change rather, right? The other reset. Remember, that was a reset. That was a cause and effect. Something happened to make them eliminate the gold standard. Cause and effect. They had to go bankrupt. Because we had to go bankrupt, we have to exchange the next. We are at a time right now that we can guarantee next week NBC News can fucking declare bankruptcy on, like, literally. That's not even like, everybody know at what we're seeing right now, that is not far-fetched. So what's the new excuse? What's gonna be the new standard? Now, word on the street, we're going back to the gold standard. But hold that thought. What if during that depression or reset, we was like, we knew what it was and knew what it wasn't. So that's valuable knowledge. So if we know what it was, fuck it. You can have my gold. Go ahead, since you're gonna take it from me. But since I know all this is paper and ink, my first investment is gonna be a printer. My first is gonna be a printer, because just like you can print that shit, so can I. And I'm not saying that to be funny. Literally, we have to know if we be able to identify what things are and what they not, we're able to take advantage of that shit and not be subject in the slavemanship manner like most people will, that have to just go along with the show. Of course, you need to be underground with shit, but still. But literally, in my early adult history, teenage history, yeah, I was walking around with a lot of money. I just learned it late. But literally printing my own fucking money. Printing my own fucking money. Of course, it's too late to do that now. Why? Because their money has become too sophisticated. They got all type of shit on now. You know, can't mimic that shit now. They say, and look, they only did that because motherfuckers was ripping them goddamn faces all that off that goddamn paper and reprinting that shit. Facts. All right, so we have people that's saying that we're gonna go back. Oh, we're gonna go back to the gold standard. And when I hear that, I say that means that when somebody says that and thinks that, they're missing something. It's like that means that you believe that because the old gold standard of operating with tangible gold and silver in exchange for goods was in the physical world. It's physical. It's tangible. We can't insult evolution and technology. There's no way they're gonna go back into tangibility. Why would they do that? And they already have control over the biggest financial market and currency that man has ever seen. It's called fucking crypto. I didn't say, but I didn't say that the people that believe that we're gonna go back to a gold standard is actually false. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is they didn't think it fully yet. Or what type of gold standard? Probably the gold standard that would make sense if we know when the stock market was falling recently before this shit. Maybe been like a year or two now. When the stock market was going down, then people don't know what was going on the back end. They was actually pretending like the market was down or causing some bullshit to happen like they're doing right now. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh. But on the back end, did they tell y'all that they was digitizing the natural resources? Did they tell y'all they was digitizing all the real estate? Oh, they left that part out. Do you know what that means? If secretly, why they got us all paying attention to all this other shit, they're digitizing all of the natural resources, gold, silver, oil, gas, real estate. They've been doing this for a minute now. The only thing is how quick can we digitize majority of the assets? Once you convert all the assets over into a digital platform or market, now we're ready for a conversion. They can't convert before they do something like that. Because the cash is still tied to the natural resources. So now, and somebody say, and each state is gonna have their own currency. Or the Amero. Let's look up the Amero. Amero currency. Okay, the North American Monetary Union, economic and monetary union of 3 North American countries, Canada, United States, and Mexico. Implementation would involve the 3 countries giving up their current currencies, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, and the Mexican peso, and adopt a new one, created specifically for the purpose. Some versions of the theory assume that only the United States and Canada would be included. The hypothetical currency from the Union is most often referred to as the Amero, blah, 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 blah. Transaction. Okay. Y'all go back and read that shit. This is what the Amero is. The Amero it involved way more than this. Is what it probably started off with when they was talking about it. See, this is Wikipedia shit. So look, the Mero was like, I'm talking about like a decade ago. This when the shit was first, you know what I'm saying? Isn't this? Remember, a decade ago is right before the birth of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So they were still trying to, before the birth of that, they were still trying to find a way to unionize the currencies and the countries, create a one world currency. They were trying, but they were still tangible. So when in 2010, when Bitcoin came out, it wasn't designed by them. You know what I'm saying? But after about 5 years, they started, and everybody thought it was some bullshit. And so they really tapped into what the fuck it was, what it does. They were like, holy shit, Johnny, this is what the fuck we need. Hey, we need, you know what I'm saying? That like you can only imagine when they finally figured out what it was, and it was tested, you know, the security, the privacy, the control. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. No currency could ever do that physically. It's impossible. So not only that puts them in a position that they no longer have to print money, which in translations is gonna save them hundreds of billions of trillions of dollars. They don't have to print no more. It's all fucking digital. And they can control it. You know why? When they first released the statement, when people started making money, that now you got to pay taxes on that shit, all earnings on the market. And then they state, when Bitcoin futures came out, remember I told y'all when a financial institution came in, they say a U.S. citizen is not eligible to invest directly into the blockchain. You have to be and it specifically said, a foreign national. And I instantly was like, okay. Hey, because we already know what our classification is. You know, you can voluntarily be a U.S. citizen and be in the dark all you want to. But so that tells you right there that they're gonna control the citizens, what they can do inside or outside the market. See, eventually, I think that the trade market on cryptocurrency, I think that shit is gonna be die, gonna be obsolete. So I think that, or maybe, I don't know, either obsolete or I see a possibility that they could have possibly been using this time. Because think about it. If we was born in 1933 doing all this shit, like you gotta ask yourself, what gave a dollar bill the value of a dollar? What gave a $5 bill the value? What gave each bill its value? What truly gives it its value? You know what I'm saying? So if I think a fashion that history is repeating itself, and I would think I'm asking myself the same question. So in order to give any form of cryptocurrency its value, you have to allow people to put fucking money in it. Back in the day, they probably had traders. Look, and this is something that somebody can research too. We don't know. Back in the day, it could have been small investment groups that invested natural resources or gold and silver into the dollar bill to make the dollar worth the dollar. But even if they didn't, for sure, they're using, right now, the American dollar, no, fuck the American dollar, all currencies across internationally are being used to fund crypto markets and to give it its value.